What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Spade here, and welcome to July's monthly discussion. Overall, for the past, 26 days? Something like that since the last monthly discussion video was recorded, at least. What did I end up doing since then? Honestly, not a whole lot at all. Well, for starters, I ended up watching Dragon Striker, season 1 at least. Well, the first half of season 1, whatever it is. If anything, out of what that show is so far, it is surprisingly really good. Oddly enough, I only stumbled upon that show because of an AMV. Oddly enough, it seemed interesting enough to check out, and one night I just didn't know what to do, so just ended up binge watching that. Honestly, a lot better than I thought it would be. Surprisingly. I'm definitely curious to see where it goes next year when there are more episodes for that. Other than Dragon Striker, continued watching a bit of wrestling, like usual. I almost feel like I shouldn't even mention it at this point, because it's literally a weekly thing at this point. The past few years. If I'm remembering right, I got back into watching wrestling, I think in October 2021. If I'm remembering right. A part of me still kinda wants to just fall off of watching it in general, honestly. Because most of it doesn't really interest me anymore. But it's still something that you can kinda look forward to check out each week. Especially if you just happen to be in one of those moods though you don't know what to do, or you're bored, so it's something to do, / watch, if that makes sense. I think that's about the only reason I'm still really watching it, at least to some degree. At any rate, beyond that, last night, so technically this is August, since it's August 1st, and the time right now is 5:56 p.m. Almost completely forgot to say the time and day we're doing this video. Well, anyway, for August so far, the only thing I've done is check out Tomb Raider King. I think that's the name of it. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of it so far, and I can already tell this is a show I'm gonna like. I think there are a few reasons why I ended up wanting to somewhat give this show a try. First off, it's an anime, but I ended up kind of just wanting to give this one a try, because it kind of feels like there's a vague inkling of, I guess you could say, hype surrounding it. As far as I can tell from just being online. It kind of seems like people really like this show, maybe I'm wrong. But that, who knows. Regardless, I'm liking it so far, and I can definitely tell I'm interested to see where it goes. I am watching the English dub version of it though, so I'm just gonna be waiting a bit longer to watch it. I think there are only 4 episodes out currently, and only 2 on English. So yeah, last night, kinda just ended up watching that. What else did I watch though? Oh, right. Was this last night as well, or the other night? Okay, the other night. I had to check. So I ended up watching a Pokemon Sword called The Chansey Case from the Poke-Tune series of swords from Pokemon. That kind of just popped up, honestly, just on the YouTube homepage. And I ended up just giving it a watch. Actually, I don't like it. I don't think I've seen all of those sorts or anything. Or one-off animations, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen all of those. Occasionally I do tend to check those out. Oh, this one was actually pretty good though. Pretty much a full episode though. How long is this one anyway? Also, I think it's like 17 minutes or so. So I wouldn't really call it a short per se. It's more so just a full-blown episode. One-off. Surprisingly, pretty good. What else did I watch though? I know I've seen more than what I've mentioned. Trying to think at this point. We'll talk about movies in a second. Well, I guess I did technically rewatch like 2 random episodes for SpongeBob from season 6. I am thinking about trying to play catch up with watching SpongeBob alone, if that makes any sense. I think it was like last year or the previous year. I rewatched a lot of SpongeBob, and some episodes even for the first time ever, just via full-length reaction videos. So that's why I kinda mean to just go ahead and watch it alone, rather than seeing someone else watch it as well. I think the first I ever watched into SpongeBob, the show itself at least, is somewhere within season 6. Maybe all of season 6, I'm not sure. I am curious how bad it actually gets as the show continues. SpongeBob's definitely one of those shows that I've always wanted to play catch up with. I just never really did. So maybe I'll do that at some point. There are way too many shows I need to play catch up with. And or watch in general, or rewatch. My to-watch list is absolutely insane. It's just how much content I want to check out. Between TV shows, movies, YouTube videos, entire YouTube channels even. And with each year having more shows and movies coming out, and more YouTube videos coming out as well, it's really hard to try to watch everything I want to watch. Or at least see if I'll like it or not. I really need to watch The Fairly Odd Parents as well at some point. I don't even know how far I watched into that show. The original run of the show has like what, 13 seasons I think? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe more than that? Maybe less? I literally have no idea how far I watched into that show. I know I haven't seen that show since maybe I was 10 or 12, maybe? That's another one of those childhood cartoons that I just haven't got around to rewatching and trying to watch all of it. I could go down a whole rant of a bunch of shows that I grew up watching that I need to watch again and or watch in its entirety. But I'll stop that rant right here, because that could basically be a video in itself. At any rate, I think I watched another episode or 2 for the newer season for Rick and Morty, if I'm remembering right. Still got a few more episodes I need to watch to play catch up to the newest season for that. Beyond that, seriously, what other shows did I watch? I'm pretty sure I finished a full other show this month, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the fuck it was. Like, at all. Well, anyway, as far as movies go, I did actually watch a few movies this time around. Finally. I gotta start trying to watch more movies each month, honestly. I literally counted several months ago how many movies I want to check out, at the very least. And that count was over 2,200 plus video movies and counting. if I'm remembering right. That's a lot of movies, so I really do need to just start watching movies monthly. Even if it's just like one or two, it'd still be better than nothing. But anyway, as far as what movies I watched, in order of the movies I watched, the first one I ended up watching was Fuck Valentine's Day, a 2026 movie. I've been wanting to check out this movie pretty much since I first thought of it, really early on in the year. So I finally ended up watching that. And to be honest, it's actually a pretty good movie. There's one part that I don't care for, and I feel like it kind of ruins the movie a little bit. It's kind of like a little bit of a hallucination type scene. It's not too long of a scene for the movie, but that's by far the only thing in the movie I could not care for. I thought kind of a good movie. At least I think so. I think it's worth at least checking out once. After that, fast forward a few days later, maybe a week later. I don't remember when exactly I watched these movies, but regardless, the second movie I watched. What's the full name of it again? I'm actually gonna try to look it up. It's First Squad something. Okay, perfect, it's set up. Yeah, I'm literally searching it up. Okay, so First Squad, The Moment of Truth from 2009. This is an animated slash anime movie. Sadly, no sequel. This is a movie that kind of has a decent backstory as far as me knowing about it. So this is a movie that for well over a decade plus, I knew of a AMV or two that's super old at this point that's about this movie, or at least features this movie within a few AMVs from the same person. I don't remember the YouTube name off the top of my head, but regardless, the main character for this movie is the only thing I always remembered about the animation I've seen from those AMVs way back when. And the main character's always just lived in my head rent free. I don't know why. For so long, I've been trying to figure out what is this character from. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. I finally figured out what this character was from, and it's just been one of those movies on the back burner for so long. Didn't really know what to do. Kinda wanted to watch a movie, so I kinda just committed to watching this. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it mostly because I don't want to spoil any of it if you haven't seen it. The only thing I will say about it, it probably does need a sequel, but it doesn't have one. That's all I will say. Still an interesting watch, if anything. A war action movie. Definitely a bit of an interesting movie. Nothing crazy, just something I've always wanted to check out. After that, I think this is like 4 or 5 days ago now. I ended up rewatching, I should say, a classic movie from 2001, if I'm remembering right. Let me just let me just see if I have the year right for this movie. And yes, I am fucking looking it up. Okay, yeah, I was thinking right. So, a 2001 movie called Cats and Dogs. Honestly, I finally rewatched this movie. It's been a very long time since I've seen this. The only thing I truly remembered about this movie was kind of like the opening, very first cat you see in the movie. That cat in the beginning of the movie, the first cat you see in the movie, is the number one thing I remembered most about the movie after all these years. The other thing I vaguely remember was that one cat sneaking into a house at night who wore night vision goggles. Crazy sentence, I know. Yeah, this movie is crazy. Crazier than I remember. Stupid as fuck, but still a childhood favorite. I definitely remember this movie fondly, honestly. So yeah, I end up finally just rewatching a movie that I've been needing to get around to rewatching now that I'm just a lot older. Regardless, I remember this movie fondly growing up, so I finally just rewatched it. One of many movies that I really need to rewatch from when I was younger. The last movie I ended up watching this month was Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. Honestly, this movie is from 2010. I feel like I've probably seen this movie growing up, but honestly, I remember nothing of it. So maybe I never saw this growing up, maybe I did. I'm not sure. But I watched this movie right after the first one. I feel like a part of me might have seen it, but I just don't remember. One of the posters for the movie looks familiar to me from when I was younger, but that's about it. Chances are I probably seen this growing up. Again, ridiculous movie, kind of whatever. Still just a weird, rather fun watch. I think that's it for shows and movies I watched. As far as pickups go, all of the DVDs I mentioned, I ordered early in the month. So those I talked about in the last video. Ended up getting all of those, and believe it or not, I actually somehow, for whatever reason, ended up getting one of those movies completely free. Movies. TV show DVDs for free. I ended up getting Morto Mitsuki's Will, the DVD for that, completely for free. Got refunded on that for whatever reason. So I ended up getting like a $40 DVD completely free. No idea why. Not going to complain about saving 40 bucks though. Other DVDs I ended up getting were Onoki's Will, Steam, Ninja Scrolls, also both of those being Water, and the Bleach Bound Invasion arc DVD set. The one that I was missing for so long. Then there's Pokemon Advance Complete Collection and Made the Movie. And yes, that's actually the name of the movie. So all of those set up. I bought one set up for free. Oddly enough, when I got refunded for that, I was kind of annoyed that I wasn't gonna get it. So like, fast forward like maybe a few days later, I was thinking of going to a store in person to flat out try to buy it. I never ended up doing that, and lo and behold, that DVD sold up the next day for whatever reason. So yeah, also, the day I was going to go try to get Beats Usable a second time around. Luckily, I never ended up doing that. But that day I was going to do that, I ended up getting another PS3. So I now have two PlayStation 3s. And you might be thinking why. I keep forgetting to mention this, honestly. But that the past few months, my original, and at this point, I guess you could say teenage years PS3 that I own, died on me a few months ago because the power blinked on and off one day. It was last night, a few months ago. That might have been back in April or March, I think. Maybe May. Regardless, it only took a second for that thing to die on me. Something in that console ended up getting fried. No idea what. anytime you try to turn it on, it's just a black screen, literally. And it also won't turn off correctly if you try to power it on. So the only way to truly turn it off is to unplug it. So I ended up getting a new PS3, and my dumbass, for whatever reason, was thinking a 12 gigabyte PS3 would be enough to download everything I have digitally for the PS3. Yeah, no, not even fucking close. Literally. I re-downloaded SMT Persona 4. Later on, I may re-download Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PS1 on that thing. And that's probably about all I can download on it. I am not joking. It may be a 12 gigabyte memory console, but you really only have access to like 9 or so gigabytes. That's it. This thing definitely needed a good bit of cleaning. It works, at the very least. If nothing else, it works. So, I'm pretty sure I'm at least just gonna keep it. Just because it at least, at the bare minimum, gives me access to being able to play PS3 games again. I've been unable to play PS3 games for a handful of months now, and I haven't been able to record a PS3 console in probably a few years. I'm not even joking, because the PS3 dying on me was not the only issue I was dealing with, because the HDMI splitter, the original one I had, seems finicky at this point. As far as I can tell, it stopped working a few years ago. So fast forward till I think like early 2025, if I'm remembering right, I ended up getting a brand new HDMI splitter and pulled the trigger to get that last year. I don't think I even got around to trying to see if that one even works. So, the fact that the PS3 decided to die on me this year, it's just kind of ridiculous. Seems like I've just been having a lot of PS3 issues over the past few years. Unable to record it, unable to play / use it, and had to get another one. And sadly, chances are before the PS3 store shuts down completely, I'm probably going to be buying a third PS3, preferably one with a lot more memory, to hopefully I can actually download the games I have. I still wouldn't mind getting another PlayStation Vita someday as well. I also need to get a fourth memory card for the Vita before that source shuts down too. Because there's some games I wouldn't mind trying to buy, if possible, before then. But I also need more memory to download the Vita games I have. Because 3 memory cards are not enough. Ugh, so much damn money. And anyway, those other pickups go, I think I mentioned this in the last video. Maybe. Maybe that was a this month thing. Don't quite remember, but I've been collecting some of the set 3 for Naruto Kaiju codes or whatever that brand is called. Set 3 for those Naruto codes. I ended up getting a good bit of those this month as well. Got a few more Beyblades as well. Ended up getting a few more packs for Flesh and Blood, and I think it was 5 packs for... What's the newest Yu-Gi-Oh set called again? Isn't it Chaos Origin? I think that's the name of it. We got those 5 packs of that. Beyond that, that might be everything for pickups. Oh wait, no it's not. For years, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to own a Canadian paper $1 bill. Which, by the way, first off, I'm from Canada, and a $1 paper bill hasn't been a thing since long before my time. That's just been something I've always wanted to own. So I'm going to not used, but what's the word I'm looking for? Antique store? I think that's the word I'm looking for. And they're going up on a little road trip to a town I've never been to, and did some shopping there at some stores, and ended up getting that there. So I finally owned one of those. Also ended up getting a tin that I thought was older, but it's actually from 2021. Although it looked older, I've never seen it before, so that's kind of why I ended up getting it. Plus it just looked cool. You can't blame me for getting it if I've never seen it before. Regardless, it's a cool little tin. It's arguably about a keyboard's length. Honestly, maybe a little smaller than that. It's a tin for After 8? Is that the name of the chocolate brand? I'm trying to think. Okay, that is the brand I was thinking of. After 8, so I was right. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of that chocolate brand, to be honest. But those are rather good. I haven't had those in like, I don't even know how long now. 6, 8 years, maybe a decade? I haven't seen or had those chocolates in ages at this point, to be honest. I don't know, regardless, I ended up getting a tin of that. A tin for that, I should say. And I think the last pickup to mention is something else I've always wanted to own for whatever reason. Guess I've always found them cool. And that would be, I finally own a Pocket Watch, an old school Pocket Watch that actually works. So yeah, that's probably the coolest pickup for the month, honestly. I think that ends talking about pickups at least. As far as what games end up playing this month, mostly NTE, and mostly because of the new game mode called 999 Nights. I'm still grinding in that game mode. That game mode is really fun, honestly, but it is definitely a grind, if nothing else. Specifically for an item drop. I think it was last night I finally finished off challenge mode difficulty 4. For that game mode, you first have story difficulty, then challenge, and nightmare is next. That's gonna be an interesting one, and even more of a grind, I think. But regardless, that game mode's what ate up most of my month, honestly, as far as playing games go. I also did some Let's Play recording for Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Again, this time around instead of Persona 5. As far as progress on that game goes, We went from chapter 16 to 17. We're a little bit into chapter 17 at this point. Out of 18 chapters total. We're getting there slowly. Beyond that, because I got a PS3 again, that works. I've been trying to put that to use. So I've been playing through currently GTA San Andreas, the PS3 version. A few years ago, I tried playing that game, but stopped for whatever reason. So I kind of just started a new game this time around. Besides, I don't have a choice but to do a new game, because all of the save files I have for the games I have are on the other PS3. But regardless, I've been playing that currently. I guess you could say I kind of have an excuse to play that game for testing if the PS3 works. It obviously does, but it's my excuse to use the PS3. I've been wanting to play PS3 games for ages at this point, seemingly, so I'm just doing so now. I also platinumed Nexamon 1 this month, and finally finished my first playthrough of that game. So I can officially say that I finally platinumed both Nexamon 1 and 2. Last month I wrapped up Nexamon 2, and this month I wrapped up Nexamon 1. I definitely like Nexamon 2 a lot more, aka Nexamon Extinction. I definitely like that game more than the first, but I still appreciate the first. Beyond that, what other games did I play this month? I don't think I played too much else, honestly. Digimon, NTE, Nexamon, GTA San Andreas. What else? I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I think that's actually it. I still gotta go back to continuing a few playthroughs I started a few months ago at this point. Well, other games at some point. Who knows? When I get back to those. Yeah, I think that's about everything. Yeah, that's about everything. I won't drag this out any longer. I think I talked about just about everything. Yeah, that's it, I guess. So, till next time, stay golden.